What's up, guys? I'm Chad Barnes, and welcome to the channel. Here, it's all about real car talk, from simple fixes to smart driving tips and keeping your ride in top shape. If that sounds good to you, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and make sure you watch all the way through. There's a lot of good stuff coming. Let's get to it.
Are you? The popularity of Chery and Exceed brands in the Russian automotive environment is objectively confirmed by the results of the Car of the Year 2022 Inch contest. But brand perception and attitude to it is one thing, but sales in quantitative terms are somewhat different. And, as it seems to us, the main thing that hinders the growth of sales and the realization of the established perception of the brand is the price level that exists today. It turns out that the price in Russia is about twice as high as in China. Customs duties alone are not enough to make such a difference, something else is needed. How are you going to deal with this situation? Vladimir Shmakov, the issue of pricing is quite complicated. After all, prices have risen not only in our country, they have risen in the market as a whole and not only in the automobile segment. Not only exchange rate differences are important, but there has also been a significant break in logistics chains. Some directions are closed altogether. For example, sea deliveries, which are the most favorable from the economic point of view, are now impossible. Deliveries from China via the land route are complicated by the fact that this route is loaded with other cargoes and other manufacturers. So the cost of logistics, components and the cars themselves is also increasing. Therefore, we, for our part, wherever possible, try to reduce our costs in order to lower prices. In addition, we have special programs where, among other things, we offer consumers special subsidized rates on car loans and other promotions. Then here's a question. There are Tiggo 8 and Tiggo 8 Pro models in the lineup, but now the Tiggo 8 Pro Max comes out, and it immediately shoots because Russia wants all-wheel drive. It seems to me that if the Tiggo 4 with all-wheel drive appeared, even in the case of a higher price than the mono-wheel drive Tiggo 4, it would shoot so that no one would be surprised. After all, there is a gap in this segment of the market. Is there a chance that we will see such a car? Vs. When launching new models and in general when selling cars on the market, Chery company is very attentive to market research, opinion and needs of buyers, expert assessment of specialists, what equipment will be the most demanded, what design is the most attractive. What is the difference between the desire to buy a four-wheel drive and the actual possibility, as well as the difference between the desire, possibility and practical necessity. Therefore, I do not exclude that in the near future our Chinese partners, who are engaged in the production and evaluation of models that are needed on the Russian market, will pay attention to this issue and we will be able to see an all-wheel drive 4 on the market. But let's wait. If we do not take into account the Exceed brand, which is initially located in the upper price segment, it turns out that Chery cars are also located above the mass and affordable segment. As far as we can understand, the new Brando motor will also be on the upper border of the middle price segment, the so-called high middle. Are there any ideas to fill the void in the segment below low middle with something? Vs. In order to bring to the market a model in an even more mass segment, the car will have to be quite simple. But our strategy is to give the buyer maximum comfort, to satisfy his needs as much as possible and maybe even give a little more. Nevertheless, look at the picture, Renault is gone, and with it the Duster, which occupied a very significant niche. It is not clear what will happen with Hyundai Creta. After all, the distribution of buyers was such, those who wanted a little more comfort, addressed to Creta, and those who needed a condition passability, countryside, fishing, hunting, still looked more in the direction of Duster. And this niche has been freed up. Vs. On the other hand, among the sales leaders were not only Lada and Renault, but also Kia, Volkswagen, and Toyota, and there was massive demand for such cars too. They were in the lead too, and we want to be in the lead at that level. And what will be the difference in the approach to selling Chery, Exceed and Omoda brands? Vs. We position Exceed as a premium brand, that is, a brand that is already in this niche and is already performing well. The proof is the victory of the 7-seat Exceed VX SUV in the new premium segment category. Exceed owners are accustomed to a certain level of comfort, both in terms of car buying services in the service area and the appropriate attitude to the customer as a car user. and our mindset is that we have to fully satisfy this need. Automotive brand positioning lies in the plane of high technology and youth subculture. Accordingly, the sales processes and the processes of customer relations in general will be more technological and operational. And Chery brand is, we can say, an old-timer on the Russian market, and, naturally, we will adhere to the traditions that we have already formed, and we will demand from dealers and ourselves to improve the quality of service. To be more specific, we have laid down two main strategic vectors in the Chery brand development strategy: technology and charity. In this regard, the new models of the brand will become even more technological than now, which will allow owners to expand the scenarios of car use. The company is also planning to take on a charitable role in the very near future, pursuing the motive of providing feasible assistance to socially vulnerable groups of the population in order to improve their quality of life. Chery Company was a partner of the Silkway Rally Marathon, and Tiggo 8 Pro Max cars drove both the organizers and the press. How do you evaluate this experience? It is worth noting that these cars have traveled almost the same route as the specially prepared cars of the participants of course, with the exception of high-speed special stages. But they passed the general route, so we can say that we have confirmed the quality and reliability of Chery cars. Do you plan to continue this cooperation? Let's see how the situation develops, what will happen on the market, and in general in everything to do with cars, what will be required to promote cars and brands on the market. But if it is necessary to repeat, at least now, we are ready. Three Chinese companies are really and massively present on the market today: Chery, Geely and Haval. The other brands have long but slowly started its development. Who do you consider to be the most serious rival, with whom you have the most intense competition? I would not say that we have fierce competition. I mean, of course, there is competition, as, for example, between German companies, BMW, Audi and Mercedes, and in the same way we compete with Geely and Haval. Sometimes we see that they follow our path, I would even say, their footsteps. But, to be honest, we sometimes perceive them more as brothers than as competitors. In conclusion, while exchange rates play a significant role in pricing strategies, they are far from the only factor to consider. Vladimir Shmakov's insights highlight the importance of understanding local market dynamics, consumer behavior, and competitive landscapes. By taking a holistic approach to pricing, companies like Chery can better navigate the complexities of international markets and ensure sustainable growth. As we move forward, it will be crucial for businesses to adapt and innovate, keeping in mind that successful pricing strategies are built on a comprehensive understanding of various influencing factors. Thank you for watching, and we hope this discussion has provided valuable insights into the intricacies of pricing in a global context.